Welcome to the Flex Forward Podcast, where grit meets growth. With your host, Nick Espanet, bringing you stories of resilience, reinvention, and the real climb to success.
All right, everyone, welcome to the Flex Forward Podcast. Today, I have a friend that I've known for several years, probably 5 to 7 years, Chris Bystriansky. He is an attorney. He also is an Ironman athlete, an author, and I'll let him go deeper into each one of those areas and what he does in those, and then we'll get started. So, Chris, welcome. Thank you for joining us today, and please let the audience know a little more about you.
Hey, thanks so much, Nick. Great to be here. And hello, everyone. My name is Chris Bystriansky. Yeah, Nick mentioned some of my faults. I am a recovering attorney. I also am an Ironman athlete. I took that up about 2017, 2018, and just dove right in. And it just fit my background. And I love being outside and just doing something different. Get me off my ass and being active, because I really love that balance of doing some work and being active. So being an attorney and investing in real estate and writing books, and also balanced with doing triathlons, great balance for me. So that's great to be here.
That's awesome. Just being able to, I've done an Olympic distance triathlon, and just the training it took to do that. I mean, you're working out twice a day, several days a week, just to get and for those that know, Olympic distance is a quarter of an Ironman, I believe. Is that right?
I have no idea, but it sounds like you're ready for an Ironman, Nick.
No, well, that was 10 plus years ago. Maybe one day. And I knew how to swim. Yeah, swim across the pool and pick up my beer, but I had to take swim lessons to efficiently swim and to do open water swimming. So, getting some training to do that. I've known how to swim since I was probably 3 or 5 years old, but I didn't really know how to swim to efficiently swim distance. So that was awesome.
It's just like anything else, though. You have to do it before you think you're ready to do it. Because otherwise, if you wait until you're ready, you're never going to do it. Things are never going to happen. You're never going to go for that extra goal. You're never going to start that business. You're never going to start that relationship. We got to do things before we think we're ready.
That's awesome.
I talked to someone my daughter has swim meet, and one of the coaches or one of the helpers said she wanted to do an Ironman. She was 17, but she's working up to it. I said, you're not working up to anything. You're ready today. Let's go.
Get it? I've had one mentor that said, never let you use the word try. Never say I'm going to try to do it. Say I'm going to do it. Get out there and get going and do it. That's awesome stuff. So, in your world, as an attorney or in the athlete, there's a competition in those areas. So, what is something that you do or something that sets you apart to help you complete those races, or to be the best attorney you can be if you're still practicing some? What are some things that you do to set yourself apart?
So a lot of these things are competitive. You're absolutely correct. And not competitive with other people, competitive with yourself from within. Am I going to get started, number one? And am I going to finish? And those things are very difficult. These endurance events, whether it's an Ironman or 29 or whatever, those help in everything else that I've done. And those have been my competitive edge. And here's why. Because there's always an opportunity to, number one, not start, and number two, to quit, to get yourself so wrapped up in the negative, the difficult part, that you don't finish, that you do not carry on. So going through an endurance event or starting a business or working through a complex issue on a property or anything that's difficult, these things are so related that one helps the other. Doing an endurance event helps on the business side, and doing the business side helps on the endurance side. So you pull from experiences that you have in any area of life to help motivate you and help get you through the difficult times, which we all have. So that's where the competitiveness comes from. It's from being able to pull from experiences and getting through difficult parts in other areas and being able to use those to move forward in other areas. So that's
awesome. They both
been a key.
They boost you up. One and the other boost you up. That's awesome.
Absolutely. And it also helps to look at your assets. So and what I mean by assets is everything that's going for you. We look around, we're in a difficult time. Real estate's kicking people's asses over the last couple of years, generally, or you have a health issue, or there's a difficult thing you have to overcome. Well, if you just look around what are all the things you have going for you? Number one, you might have your health. Number two, you might have a good support system. Number three, you might have great experiences that can keep you motivated. Number four, you have goals. Number five, you might have equipment or smarts or grit or whatever you want to call it to help you move forward. So just being able to go and look at those things that you have in your past and those assets that you have around you fills up your tank with the ability and the mindset that, yeah, you can do this because you have all these positive things going for you.
That's awesome. That is such a big takeaway because, everybody's 99% of the world is going to go through challenge times when there's challenge. Real estate, being your health, your relationships, but being able to, that's a great point that Chris made, is find those assets you have, those things that are going for you, and try, focus on those and those that help pull you through those challenging times. Because, you're going to hit a challenging time at some point. Just be ready, be able to work through it and keep moving forward. Awesome stuff, Chris. So if someone is listening and wants to get better at whatever they're focusing on, what are some tips or books, classes, anything like that you could suggest to them?
A lot of times we're waiting for motivation. You're waiting to feel like doing something. Okay. So there's two things going on. Do you take action and that helps you get motivated, or do you wait for motivation to take action? And for years, I was waiting for the right motivation to take action. And that's wrong. You have to take action first before you can get the motivation, before you feel like doing something, before you feel like starting that business or buying that property or training for a triathlon or even going out for a walk. I don't feel like going for a walk. I don't feel like working out. That has nothing to do with it. Take that action, start that workout, start investing, start meeting people, start that business, start. And then the motivation will come. You have to do the action first and then the motivation. There's a ton of courses. There's a ton of books. Pick one. It doesn't matter which one, pick one.
That's awesome.
But you have to take action. A lot of times we go to these events, and I've been guilty of this myself. I go to these events or I read this book and I'm rah. I'm so excited. And I come home and then I'm finished the book and then there's this drop in motivation and excitement. That's all nonsense. You have to take the action first, and that will help you build momentum, build motivation. So pick a book, pick a course, pick an event, pick anything, but take the steps to take action, because that is what's going to lead you to that next step, to that next level.
And it's the 80-20 rule. If you're taking action, you may, even if you get 80% correct, the 20% that's not going right, you're going to learn, improve that. And if you improve 80% of the 20%, then you've got the majority of that. And because it's you're never going to have the perfect situation, the perfect clean road to go down. So I love it. Taking action is something we all should do. And that's, comes in the kind of a ready, fire, aim mindset of just getting out there and then figuring it out as you go. So in your career or even the Ironman, what is one of the biggest challenges that you've had come up and been able to overcome? And maybe some of this, what helped you overcome that?
In this downturn of real estate, we're all a lot of folks are going through it. Some people are thriving right now. A lot of the folks that I know, a lot of my relationships, they're hurting in real estate. And, it's been 2 years, 3 years. So what have people been doing in that time? I decided to write books. I decided to gain other skills. I decided to gain audio and video skills and to produce a course, to produce a podcast, to start this new program called 52 for Life. But what have you been doing? That's the challenge. In this downtime, do we just let our skills rot and rest on our laurels, or do we go out and learn something new? I know a lot of folks, I talk to them, they're just waiting around for real estate to turn around. They're waiting around for interest rates. And every time I hear they're waiting around for interest rates, I just want to leave the room or hang up the phone, because you can't wait for interest rates. You got to go make something else. And interest rates are not even that big of a deal, but you have to make something happen. learn a new skill in the downtime, do something different in the downtime, create a new income stream in the downtime. So what are you doing now when things are slow, when we're in winter, so to speak? Create new skills, gain something new that you can grow from, because you never know. Taking the first step leads to the second step, to the third step, to the fourth step. When I left my
motion, like the rock, getting the rock moving is the hardest part.
Yeah, you can't see step 10. You can't see that 10th property you're investing in if you haven't invested in the first one. You have to invest in that first property. You have to take that first step to learn a new skill, because you never know. Maybe your real estate is going to take a back seat to something more lucrative and fun and helpful to people. Right? Yep. So, a lot of gurus, a lot of people who've been doing real estate, they start courses, they start educating other people. And I've never seen the financials, but something tells me that those courses and those events make more money than the real estate.
This is a very good chance.
And they probably did not think about the courses when they started investing in real estate, but they branched off, they learned something new. So think about ways to grow when it's not going gangbusters in your primary area.
No, awesome. That's good stuff, and good timing too. It like you said, it's been challenging, and there's some branches that we're looking at different avenues too from our real estate stuff, while keeping one foot in real estate, looking at other things. So, Chris, sound like things are really going well with some of your activities, and invite you to share more about your 52 for Life and some of your books towards the end. But a lot of people are in a similar position where they start having some passive income, or not passive income, where they're making a good income, but they're looking to the future to maybe eventually at some point be able to enhance or replace their current income. What are some thoughts on different areas that this may be beneficial? That somebody that is looking for something to replace or supplement their current income.
Yeah, I love it. I love real estate. All right. I've been involved in real estate since 2018, and I was kind of on the tail end of the gangbuster time. Okay. The high flying teams, if you will. And what I've seen is a lot of gurus just pitching that you can be a general partner in a deal. You can go buy something. You can buy something. You can buy something. You can buy something. And, in the teens, maybe that worked, but I saw so many people who wanted to get in to be general partners, and they still had their full-time job. And they were dedicated to their full-time job. And honestly, they weren't qualified and didn't have the time to go be general partners and be responsible for the property, to give it the time and attention it needed, and to be good stewards of investors' money. Mm-hmm. So if you want to generate some passive income, and real estate is a great way to do that, really consider being a limited partner. Find people that you have a relationship with already and have them be general partners, for them to go out and find the deals, and for them to be stewards of your money, and for them to put their time and energy into the property to make sure it runs right. So look for that situation. If you're a professional and you want to get involved in real estate, go find people like Nick, like me, who are dedicated full-time to real estate and who will put the time and energy necessary in there. I'm part of a deal now, and the lead general partner is not able to spend the time and energy that the property needs, and the property's suffering for it.
Well, for sure. That's, finding skill, experienced GPs that are doing it full time and have the skill, the experience, in the past to do it. So, Chris, as we're wrapping up, what are any exciting plans or initiatives you have going on in the next 6 to 12 months?
Next 6 to 12 months. I mean, the 52 for Life is going well. And I'll talk about that in a second. I'm kicking around some other endurance events, distance bike rides, maybe another triathlon. I just try to stay active. And what I like to do is stay on schedule. I feel that I have a much better attitude, a much better outlook, much better mindset if I am on my schedule. So and that includes working out in the morning, getting to bed on time, doing some stretching, and doing work in between there. So I feel like if I stay on schedule, I am operating at 100%. I don't believe in more than 100%. So people say 110%, go back to math.
It's mathematically not.
Yeah, it's mathematically. So I feel like I'm getting closer to 100% if I'm staying on schedule. So stay on schedule, everyone. Just the 52 for life. I have one of the things I'm doing is helping my daughter learn about different ways to make money. 5 years ago, I wrote a book called Renting for My 6-Year-Old, where I explained the lessons I taught her to think differently about money, to think about creating passive income, to think about investing. And it's pretty, I would say, ingenious the way I did that with her. And I wrote a book about that. Well, now
awesome.
she loves to read, and I'm helping her write a series of books about her summer adventures.
Oh, awesome. Is she 11 now or so?
She's 11 now, and it'll be a series of chapter books about her summer exploits. And it'll be targeted towards that preteen area.
Oh, that's so awesome. What a great skill to come out of not even being a teen yet, having the ability to write. So
in me learning how to write the book, how to get it published, all the things that go into that was the first step. And then I actually did it, and now I'm helping my daughter do it for herself. So I never imagined that. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Take that first step, because you don't know what step 2 is until you're on step 1.
Very true. Good stuff. So, Chris, thanks so much for your time today and sharing your insights and tips. If people would like to connect with you, can you share your contact information, maybe more on the 52 for Life and where to find the book?
Yeah, you get the book. I'm Renting for My 6-Year-Old, Amazon, all the major booksellers.
I will say that I've had the book for when it originally came out. So I found this on my shelf a little bit earlier today. So definitely recommend the book. It's great.
Thank you. And you can go sign up for 52 for Life. It's a free program. It's 1 weekly video via email. I talk about a lesson, 52 lessons for life, but it's shortened to 52 for life, the word forlife.com, 52forlife.com. You can sign up to receive that 1 weekly video lesson per week.
Awesome. And how about if anybody wanted to reach out to you, do you have an email or good contact or a website?
Yeah, if you go to that 52 for Life, you'll get to my website. It's chrisbystriansky.com. Super simple.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate your time today, and thank you for joining me and sharing your energy and your insight. It's been great visiting with you.
Nick, I appreciate it. Love telling stories and enjoyed speaking with you and reaching out to your audience. Thanks so much, everybody.
Awesome. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to the Flex Forward podcast. If you've got grit, growth, and a great story, visit flexforwardpodcast.com/guest to apply and join us on the show.